Raila Amolo Odinga can easily win the 2022 presidential elections without a single vote from the Mount Kenya region. However, Deputy President William Samoei Ruto badly needs the Mount Kenya region. Indeed, if he cannot get substantial votes from the Mount Kenya region, this is over. Yeah, he has no chance of being anywhere near the presidency. You know, there's some Kenyans who just like arguing for the sake of arguing. Yeah, they don't have solid points, solid evidence to support what they're saying. Yeah, but the truth is, we have solid evidence to prove that Raila Odinga can still win these general elections by a landslide without a single vote from the Mount Kenya region. After all, that is precisely what he did in the fateful 2007 presidential elections. And yes, it is true, he had the votes of the Kalenjin nation then. And in this case, of course, he will not have those votes because this is a stronghold of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. But then remember, in your analysis, when the circumstances change for one particular candidate, they also change in another way for the other candidate. In 2007, Raila swept the Rift Valley and won by a landslide, actually, although he was never sworn in as president. Pop, manenos, we are rigging, fiddling with the elections. But in 2022, he will not sweep the Rift Valley. However, his opponent in 2022 is not the same opponent he had in 2007. In 2007 it was Mwai Kibaki. In 2022, it is William Samoei Ruto. And therefore there are few things which have changed if we to compare the 2 years. In 2022, Raila has a lot that he did not have in 2007. For example, he has a real chance of harvesting serious number of votes from the Mount Kenya region, which he didn't have in 2007. But his opponent in 2022 does not have the vote-rich Mount Kenya region in the bag. No, because he does not hail from the region. That makes a huge difference. And remember, elections are all about getting people out there to vote on voting day. Now in 2007, it was very easy to get the Mount Kenya region out. Because they were given the impression that they were under siege. If they don't get out and vote, Raila will win. And that was a horror story for them. This time round, things have changed. William Samoei Ruto will have to find a horror story, not Raila this time, that will get voters out there voting in huge numbers. Very difficult to achieve that from a community you don't belong to, etc., etc. While it is true that the Deputy President seems to have some support, some serious support actually, from the Mount Kenya region, the question is, what percentage of those registered voters from this region will take the trouble, will be emotionally charged enough to turn up on August 9th and vote for Ruto? What percentage? But if you look at the other candidate, Raila Odinga, in the Mount Kenya region, he has a huge advantage because I know that there's a cluster of voters, I don't know how many of them there are, I have no idea what percentage, who will have a lot of emotional reasons to turn up on August 9th to vote against William Samoei Ruto. And in effect, for Baba. Let me explain. The reason is the 1992 tribal clashes. Oh yes, the clashes in that year. the 1997 tribal clashes, and the 2007, very serious clashes. A vast majority of the victims hailed from the house of Mumbi. And therefore to date, we have many homes within central Kenya which were affected in one way or the other. They lost an uncle, they lost a cousin, they lost a distant relative, but still a relative, in those clashes. Many of them have the details of those clashes, which the public, the rest of Kenyans, do not have, because these people are close to them. The horror story. Indeed, some of the things that were done to members of the House of Mumbi during those clashes, I cannot describe on this public channel. I can't. That is how serious it was. Now, veterans of politics will know that something like this is enough to trigger a political wave in central Kenya, and indeed in the greater Mount Kenya region. And let us understand this, that wave will not be a wave to vote for Raila Odinga. The emotions in those voters will not be love for Baba. No. The emotions in those voters will be to ensure that Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, who is from the Rift Valley, does not have any chance of being anywhere near State House. And trust me, that is a strong motivation. We humans are very interesting. When somebody is with us, we tend to take them for granted. They will not elicit too much emotion from us. But after they pass on, everything becomes emotions. Somebody comes to ask you for 10 Kenya shillings to buy tea without milk somewhere in rural Kenya. You tell them you don't have. And then a few days later, the same individual passes on, and you contribute 10,000 Kenya shillings towards their burial. That's humans for you. Why didn't you give him that money when he could actually use it when he was alive? Why give that money when he's gone, when he can no longer enjoy that money or appreciate the money? Anyway, you can imagine many conversations which go on frequently in the Mount Kenya region, and especially in central Kenya, about so and so. Do you remember so and so who settled in the Rift Valley? They were a good person. They were very good at this and that, and they remember that person fondly. So when you remind this community of what happened starting in 1992, 1997, and 2007, you can imagine the kind of emotions you'll be able to drum up in them. The kind of emotions that will make them get up very early on August 9th. Line up for hours for the sake of so and so, for the sake of that relative they lost in very sad circumstances, for the sake of that child who today would have been 34 years old or 40 years old, but they were lost in 2007, for the sake and for the memory of their departed loved ones. That is a very strong motivation. So far, the Deputy President's strategy in the Mount Kenya region has been to use the leaders, vifaranga vya computer that he installed into office in 2017. They are the ones who go on the ground and persuade people and sell the wheelbarrow ideology and the bottoms-up ideology. And the ideology of every job is important. Yeah. Kazi ni kazi. Those are the people who do that job. And while it is true that money, hard cash, really motivates, it is also true that cash does not motivate people to vote. It may very effectively motivate people to turn up for a rally in large numbers. It may motivate people to talk to the press in support of a certain candidate. But it will not motivate people to wake up very early on election day and make sure that they vote for that generous person whom they've gotten so much money from. And this is why one of the dirty tricks in politics is to buy people's identity cards. Yeah, because you can't vote without your identity card. Yeah. You're given X amount of Kenya shillings to temporarily surrender your ID. Yeah, and you'll collect it when the polling station closes. And this is done by somebody who wants to limit the impact of the opponent in their stronghold. Yeah. Kanu, Mama na Baba were the gurus of this dirty political tactic. Yeah, starting from 1992. My point is, why use this strategy on voting day if the money you've already dished out before polling day was enough to get those votes for you? Bottom line, we could actually experience a very major political wave that harvests millions of votes for one Raila Odinga. But that wave will not be driven by a love for Baba. No. That wave will be driven by what happened in 1992, 1997, and 2007. And of course, most Kenyans do not have any idea, even those who were around then, of what really happened in 2007. The sad story, the gory details. Yeah. But all these have been captured and are contained in my classic ebook, Let the Blood Flow. Yeah, and I still have that offer ongoing, ending very soon, indeed at any time. Okay, you can see details on your screen right now. Take full advantage of this offer. Yeah, don't be time barred, because you'll also be able to get 1 year free membership to my weekly intelligence briefings. And then you will also have an opportunity to take in this classic ebook, yeah, hundreds of pages long, Let the Blood Flow, in video format. At the moment, I'm creating videos, yeah, that covers all the content in this very important book. Yeah. So as soon as you get the ebook, you just sit back and wait for the videos. Yeah, because when the videos are finally out, this offer will not be there. Yeah, we will return to our usual prices, which are many times higher than this amazing offer. I mean, only $10. What can you do with $10 in our world of today? Instead, use it to get information that is actually not available anywhere else. Yeah, at least not all in one place. And I've explained before, it's not because I'm special. It is because of the circumstances at that time. And where those circumstances found me. Yeah, I carefully recorded what was happening, even as the clashes were ongoing. Yeah, for my blog then, kumekucha.blogspot.com. Yeah. And I had so much material, and that is what birthed this ebook. Very fascinating stuff. Until next time, this is Kshs, kumekucha.